Welcome everybody to Nine's Corner. I hope your week has been well. You enjoyed your Valentine's. And now we need to have a look at what's been going on this week. So we're going to look into Lindsey Graham because the future of the Republican Party is Laura Trump, of course. So let's have a look at Laura Trump and see what's so special. What does Lindsey Graham see in Laura Trump that's going to be the future of the Republican Party? We have to say congratulations to Harry and Meghan, who are going to be expecting a new bambino. And just as a little rewind, and I'm always looking to try to figure out my computer and how to do new things. Check this out. It's done. And because she's so controlling, I would not be surprised, and it would be a blessing if she were to have another baby this year. Because of her numbers, the way that they're. And as it is still February and it is still Black History Month, I want to mention somebody I absolutely love. Now, I tried to do this in my previous video. I showed Nina Simone, who I adore. I know. Anyway, I apologize because there was a copyright infringement and that section got muted. So I can't play Stevie Wonder, who is my choice of this video, because wow, what a man. Now, I'm an 80s child, so believe me, I love all his older music, from Superstition to everything, everything that he sang. But being a child of the 80s, I can't help it. I have to do it. It's inside of me and I must let it out. I just called to say I love you. What a perfect song for Valentine's and Stevie. And the one song that, oh my God, in the 80s, and I mean, I know I played it and it was like my girlfriends and I, our friend song, our high school buddy best girls, We're the Warriors kind of song was when we'd sing, that's what friends are for. So I love Stevie and I love being able to highlight amazing people that have changed the world, because without Stevie, I don't know how I would have the musical interest that I do, because it's people like Steve. It is like people of his caliber that makes you just believe. And music, I feel, is even more important and even more able to communicate your true self through song and through music than we can even through words. So I just needed to highlight the genius that is Stevie Wonder. So I thought, let's just get into a quick little read. I want to see what is going on, guys. What's happening with Donald Trump? We knew, let's face it, we knew he wasn't going to be impeached. But I am happy that more people voted against him than just, our normal one person. And, it's sort of a feeling of you can't be disappointed when you knew that's probably the way it was going to work out. So let's have a look and see, because there's all kinds of talk about Donald Trump, and we've looked at it in the past and said, possible media company he'll start, or a possible third party, and all of that is out in the ether for the taking. But let's just have a quick look, see what is Donald Trump thinking right now, what is he feeling, and what's going to be coming up for him in the near future. See, now that he's gotten past this, what's going to happen? Will he use it for revenge? I mean, that certainly seems to be his MO. So let's just have a look and see what's going to be happening with Donald Trump. What's his main focus right now? And for anybody who wants to know, these cards are my Everyday Witches Tarot. I generally use these, or I use my original Rider Waite cards, but this is the Everyday Witches Tarot, and I just love the pictures and everything on them. So Trump, let's have a look. So right here at the center, we have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is all about being right. She is revengeful, and she is going to go after those who she feels did her wrong. And here is Mr. Trump. He is holding the sword, and logic, be damned, that's gone. And because he did not get impeached, it has given him the pass that, go collect your $200. I mean, he just feels like he's in a position of power, and that he's holding the sword, that he's the one that can command the power. He is not ready, willing, or able to give up anything that he's able to hold on to. He's going to be revengeful. He's going to go after people, and he has the power behind him, because if you look at this card, you see the clouds behind. That's the mystery. That's the enablers. There's reasons, there's entities that want to keep Trump in power because he's a puppet, a usable puppet. Going against Trump, we have the Two of Cups. People are starting to lose their interest in keeping their deals with Trump. They see it's a lose-lose situation at any given time. This is a slow process. Twos tend to take time. So he will lose people's interest. He will lose people's support, but it will be over time. It will be slow, but the separation is there. He can feel that he's going to wield whatever power he chooses. But what's going against him is that the eventuality, it won't happen all at once, but the eventuality is that the people that he needs to be supported by will leave him. What's going for him? The Nine of Pentacles. Ugh. This man has backup. He has people in positions of power that will keep him at bay. And again, I've said it before in a previous reading, and it really hit me now. Do not be shocked if this man has what they call a pocket pardon or what have you. Ten of Wands, I mean, whatever stresses and whatever weights that were carrying him or holding him down are still present. But again, I think there's a possibility of a pocket pardon or some kind of knowing that he's going to get away with a certain amount. With a certain amount. Will it be everything? I don't know, because at this point, you're looking at him needing to take a break, needing to walk away right now, because right now he could probably walk away and keep the support, keep people at bay. But Trump, he just can't help himself. He'll probably continue and the Lovers. I've said it 100,000 times, and you're probably sick of me saying it. He's got support by Russia. He's got support by entities that are outside of the United States, and they have info on it. But the Lovers card, for me, says there's going to be something from his past that's going to cause a lawsuit in the future. The Lovers cards being not just Russia. I see this as his past dealings with relationships, feminine relationships, and he did not have clear consent. And this is going to be the next thing that's going to be coming up to bother him. Three of Wands. I mean, he is just trying to figure out how to get away with all this. And he's got people behind him. This is his family, his kids. They're going to support him. He's got the backing of people. That's what gives him the power. End result, Queen of Pentacles. So for right now, I think there's probably there's a bubble around Trump that gives him a certain amount of protection. But with the Queen of Pentacles, this is letting you know that practicality has to be in place. So there's a lacking of money. There's a lacking of resources. But again, because we've got the Two of Cups showing that this process is going to be a slow one, right now he is having to slowly but surely come into the realization of the reality of his situation. But that's not yet. He's still living in his Trump bubble. But it's slowly, surely going to come to pass. That's where Trump is right now. So let's have a look at Laura Trump. I'm going to leave this so you can see how I, get my cards cleaned up and fixed up so you can see. I do my best to ensure that I don't keep them together or separate them to the best of my ability. So Lindsey Graham, our great friend Lindsey Graham, who's really got his pulse on the Republican Party. He really knows what's what. And he thinks that Laura Trump is the future of the Republican Party. So I'm sick of looking at Lindsey Graham. He is a weak man who sold his soul out because he's got big things to hide. We discussed it, and I don't need to look at him. But let's look at Laura Trump. Does she have a future in politics? Or is this just him praising her because Trump wants to start his communications situation and she would be a big part of it? Because through all this, she's been talking on the Trump news kind of thing. So, oh, Laura, no, my darling. Your whole world is about to blow up. I don't know, there's something on the go, but whatever Laura's future is going to be, it's going to be a catastrophe. Whatever she thought was going to be is going to fall apart and it's going to come as a surprise to her. The foundation is going out. This is probably the Trump name, the Trump properties, all of it just falling apart, and she's just kind of there going, yeah. So Laura, Six of Cups, she's relying on her past relations with Trump. She's relying on the people that she's worked with. She's hoping that they're going to come to pass to hold her up. But in actuality, it's going to be the very thing that's going to hold her down. Underneath it all, this is the weight of the Trump name, the weight of everything that is Trump that's occurred up to this point. On top of it, she sees the truth. She knows that they've been lying and not telling the truth, and she's trying to keep the conflict at bay, and she's going to be the stand-up, the one that's going to say, hey, I will take the gauntlet. In the past, we've got the Page of Wands. So here she is. She's doing her little part to be the doer. She's the one that's putting out the communications. She's the one that's on the news or the Trump news trying to say what it is. So this was lining her up to do exactly that. She just thought that she would get another 4 years. She wasn't expecting the Tower to come so quickly. In the near future, we've got the Queen of Swords, but it's reversed. So whatever she was expecting, the cold reality of the Tower moment that's coming to her is going to hit her in the near future, and this is going to cause everything in her life to be unbalanced. This is probably telling me that she's going to need a lawyer and make some distance between herself and Trump. She knows that she's going to be coming into a time of judgment. She knows and has a good awareness of what the family has done up to this point. People around her, the Six of Wands. Wow, isn't that interesting that crossing her was the Six of Cups, all the relationships, all the things that she's done up to this point. And then the people who are around her, what they look and see about her is the Six of Wands, which is they see wanting to give her help. They see dealing with Laura or Lara, whichever way you want to pronounce it, is a win-win because by allowing her to be the one that they make contact with, it's not Trump, but it's in the Trump family. So I think right now people are kind of just waiting to see what's going to be Laura's future, not realizing that her foundation, just the fact that she's a Trump, has already made it, unbalanceable. Here she is. She's waiting and trying to figure out where this is going to go. The page of Pentacles is waiting to see which way. You got to study which direction is the best one for you to go into. Here she really wants to reap what she has sowed. So she feels that she has done all the work. She's done the communication. She's kept the party line. She's kept the party lies, and she's kept putting out the false flags and false logic, and kept putting the lie out there, knowing that if you repeat it enough, people will believe you. So now she's trying to figure out, does the wind blow in the way of Trump, or should she try to disassociate with Trump, put some distance between her and Trump so that she can have a career with or without him? Oh. Outcome, we have the Knight of Swords. So, when you see the Knight of Swords, and I love seeing all the birds around it, because that's a lot of chatter, a lot of communication, and that's exactly where she kind of comes into play. She comes into play when it comes to communications. And she's a fast talker. She knows how to play the game. And this is now showing me that part of the tower is going to be, she's going to be getting a lot of opposition. In the near future, there's going to be a lot of talk, a lot of gossip, a lot of stuff that's going to be geared towards not just the Trump family, but towards Lara specific, and it's going to cause conflict. So, Lara, I will have to gracefully disagree with Lindsey Graham. No, you will not be the future of the Republican Party, and God help the United States of America if she is, because the foundation is so weak, it's not going to survive. All right, so, sorry guys. That's my quick little reading. I wanted to just check in with you, let you know I was thinking about you. Hope you had a wonderful Valentine's Day. And let's face it, as always, I missed you. I was thinking about you. I wanted to come on. Life has been really crazy and busy. So before I go, let's just have one card to see what should be the direction that, or what should be the focus for us this week. What should we look at this week as this week progresses? Because every week has something new coming out, something new that we have to learn with or deal with. We're living with coronavirus. I don't know about you, but I kind of have good days and then I have really bad, crappy days. Oy. All right, so what message can we take? Here we need to be the fool, we need to be the crazy, crazy fool. Jump off and do it anyway. Sometimes you got to just say, you know what? Can't control the circumstances around us, can't control what's happening. You can only control what you are doing and how you feel. So do yourself a favor, put on a really good song, maybe even a little Stevie Wonder, dance around, do something foolish. Call up somebody you haven't talked to in a while and say, hey, you know what? You were in my mind. Just thought of you. And I just wanted to let you know I was thinking about you. I hope you're okay. Make somebody's day by just saying, hey, you look wonderful today. Mask on, mask off. You're fantastic. Thank somebody. Drop off a dozen donuts to your local hospital, or I don't know, just do something foolish but safely. Because, as I'm going to have to start reminding people, take your vitamin D. Take your vitamin D. It is cheap. It is safe. It has hardly any kind of reactions other than peeing it out if you take too much. But it can be the difference between getting sick with COVID and ending up in the hospital and maybe being able to deal with it at home. Just do your research. Check out Dr. Campbell, John Campbell. He's on YouTube. This is just, we're dealing in a time of coronavirus. We're dealing with a time of all kinds of superbugs because of the coronavirus, all those alternatives that have been coming out. I mean, in my beautiful province of Newfoundland and Labrador, they've been dealing with some of the alternatives that have come out of the UK, and the numbers have surged. And I mean, it brings it home, right? So please do your part, wear your mask, clean your hands, go out as little as possible, stay home when you can, and have your vitamin D. Have a glass of juice, have your glass of sunshine in the morning, and take your vitamin D pill. Please, please, please. All right, guys. And as always, my dear special friends, our unity candle bring us together as always. And until we speak again, take care. Cheerio.